Hey guys, welcome back. So in today's video, I will be showing you guys my upcoming anime figure pre-orders for 2025. I just want to say I make a terrible YouTuber because I think typically this video is supposed to come out in like the second week of January, but I suck. So here it is in like March or late February, whenever this comes out. Borderline inexcusable. I'm gonna put a timestamp in if you want to jump straight into the pre-orders that I have. Otherwise, there are a few points I want to make about my pre-ordering this year. So typically when it comes to pre-ordering, I will pre-order from a variety of websites. I like to shop around and find the website with the cheapest price, but I also balance that with whether I think I'm gonna cancel the figure or not. One of the sites I use a lot is called Army. And they're pretty generous with their cancellation policy these days. As long as you cancel it the month before it's due to release, I feel like they're okay with cancellations. Subject to change, but that's kind of how it's been for me so far. So typically, while I pre-order figures, there are a lot of times that I decide to cancel them when the month before it comes out, I don't want it as much anymore. So that does happen quite frequently. So just because it's in this video doesn't mean I end up buying it. And there's a lot on this list that I'm actually kind of thinking I maybe shouldn't get. Combining all of my pre-orders for a year into one list is a really good way for me to actually realize what I really want and what I don't. So I feel like that's been a healthy exercise as well. In my past pre-order videos, I have done this thing where I pick my top 9 of the year. I think I'm gonna try to do that this year. I'm doing this on the go. I don't actually know what my top 9 is gonna be. I haven't like pre-thought it out, so we'll see. We'll see what I end up with. All right, I'm just gonna skip over January because that is now in the past. But I will talk about February. I'm filming this right now in the first week of February, but I know I'm going on a trip, so by the time this edits, February will also be in the past. But in February, first up, I have the Bulbul Pigman Nendoroid. I am so excited for him. I love him. He makes me so happy. Low-key, I kind of will tentatively put him in my top 9, but I feel like he might get booted out, but I love this. I'm not going to cancel this. It's definitely in there. Next up, we have a bit of a controversial one for me. It is the Zhu Sang original character Xena 1/6 scale figure by Rocket Boy. She's a lot. So I did go through a period where I first discovered kind of lewd figures where I bought a lot because frankly, the quality of them and the detail and the artistic direction of them is next level compared to just like normal anime figures. I did end up selling a lot. So I tend to be pretty conservative with what I pre-order these days. It has to be one that I really, really love. And this is one that I really, really love. I really love her kind of punk vibe. I love the like nurse blood bag aesthetic, and the details on it look really, really good. She's very expensive. I'm very excited for her. I'm also gonna put her in my top 9. And that's all I have in February. Let's move on to March. Oh my god, March is huge. First up, I have the Serial Experiments Lane Awakura Nendoroid. I feel like this is an iconic anime. I feel like I really want this Nendoroid because I really enjoy the anime and I feel like it's a cult classic that has like longevity. So even though she's quite expensive, I think I will go ahead and pick her up. Next up, I have the Kirby Cafe version Nendoroid. Oh my god, I really shouldn't get this because I already have a Kirby Nendoroid, but my god, I cannot resist him in his chef's hat. I'm going to Japan and I really want to get into the Kirby Cafe. I will sell a lung. I really like him. I feel like he will bring me a lot of joy. So even though I feel like I ought to not, I've pre-ordered him. Next up, we have 2 horror by shoujos. First one, the 1/7 Beetlejuice re-release. Why not? I do collect these. I recently watched Beetlejuice for the first time and I do like it. And it's a very cute figure, so I'm happy to pick her up for like retail. Then we have the 1/7 Sadako. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this. This is for sure going into my top 9. I cannot wait to see how she looks in person. I don't have the bloody exclusive faceplate, which I'm very upset about, but I love this line so much. Kotobukiya, please make more. I would die for a midsummer, like flower girl, horror by shoujo figure. Please. And last up in March, I have the Shokyu Yoko Majo Liliana 1/6 by Animeister. I actually am 90% sure I'm gonna cancel this one. I wanted to pick this up purely because, well, I love like demon girls, but also I wanted to check out the quality of these really cheap 1/7 figures. I've seen a few other people unbox them. I'm really surprised that the quality looks good. So I kind of wanted to see for my own, so I was just kind of waiting for a design that I liked and then I would pre-order it. But there's actually one later in the year that I like more than this one, so I think I'm gonna cancel this one. I have another figure that I've already mentally decided to cancel, and that is the Azure Lane Implaceable 1/6 complete figure. She's a lot. I love this figure though. I love that she's kind of a demon woman, but she's this ethereal kind of nun goddess. Just, oh, it's gorgeous. Like, I love it, but I just felt like she was too much. I feel like she's too expensive. I don't know Azure Lane, and like honestly, her boobs are too big. Like, I kind of want the vibe that this figure is giving without how big her boobs need to be. Like, I didn't want it to be overly sexualized. I love how like she looks like a goddess. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't say no to a little bit of, you know, sexual energy, because it's a part of the, anyway, I guess I really like the like goddess vibe that she has more so than maybe how sexy the figure is. So I decided to cancel her in the end. Moving to April, first up we have the Yumeko Jabami Artifacts J Kotobukiya 1/8 figure. If you've been on this channel for a while, I've been duped by this figure before. I thought I bought one. Turns out I bought a really good like bootleg. So when this came up for pre-order, I was like, all right, let me get the real thing. I think this is a gorgeous figure. But there is, I think, another Jabami that's really nice that I'm really tempted to. So I might get that one instead of this one. I haven't really decided, but I'm only gonna get one, so I better make it count. Next up, I have this Yurline April Q set figure. These are like chibi figures that Good Smile Company's doing. They're not too expensive, but they're not cheap either. I kind of feel like I decided I didn't want to buy the Yurline April scales just because they were too expensive and they didn't really fit in my collection. I don't have the room for that. But I do love the anime, I love the manga, it's so beautiful, and I would like something to represent it, and I just thought this little Q set figure might be nice to put on my bookshelves. Still not sure on if I really am in love with it enough to pick it up though. Next up, I have the Yoichi Isagi and Meguru Bachira Blue Lock lookup figures. I'm obsessed with Blue Lock right now. I love these freaking mental boys. My favorite is Bachira. I love him, so I feel like I needed to pick these two up. They're so cute. Next up, we have Melano. I don't know if that's how you say it, but the character from Hades 2, her Nendoroid. I haven't played Hades 2 early access yet. I don't really want to play it until it's been tested by other people for me. I really like her design. I really like all of the art direction of the Hades games, so I did want to pick up the Nendoroid. Last figure in April, and a potential cancellation for me, I'm not sure, is this Hatsune Miku Sakura Miku Hanami outfit version 1/6. This is really pretty. I feel like a lot of people have this on their pre-order list because it is really pretty. I just don't know if I'm completely in love with it enough to pick it up. But now I'm looking at her and I think I want to keep her. So she's in the maybes. She's in the maybes. All right, next up, we're moving into May. May is an extremely big month. Too big that I'm stressing out about it. First up, we have the Hinata and Kageyama Hello Good Smile figures. I feel like I already have these guys in enough different forms in my collection that I don't know if I need them in the Hello Good Smile Company form. I've struggled with this for ages. I never know if I like a character, if I should pick up a scale, a Nendoroid, a Hello Good Smile Company, or a lookup. Like, I think they're all so cute. I've always struggled to find that balance. Next up, I am simultaneously very excited for this, but I'm also like, oh my gosh, should I cancel it? but this is the DJ Max Respect Racing EO Clear 1/7 figure. So this is a rhythm game that I really like, and I also think this character design is so cute. I love the way this character's face and colors look. It's very vibrant to me, but I do think this figure is very expensive for what it is. So I'm a little about it. Next up, I've got the Bachira Nendoroid. I am happy to pick this up. He's my favorite character from the show, so I decided to only pick up his Nendoroid, not everybody else's, and I'm content with that decision. Next up, I have the Witch Hat Atelier Coco 1/8 figure. I believe this is a re-release. This is a gorgeous figure. This is also getting an anime adaptation, so I think that's why they did the re-release. I'm very excited for it. I think it's one of the most beautiful figures ever. I don't know, it's gorgeous. Next up, I'm so excited for this pre-order. This is the Asuka Langley hoodie version 1/7 by Ulta. She's very expensive, but I feel like if it's anywhere near the quality of the Ray hoodie version by Ulta, then I will be so happy, so blown away. I love Asuka. I love collecting Asuka figures. This one's for sure in my top 9. Next up, I've got the Fallen Angel Chestia 1/6 by Animeister. So I like this design a lot more than the one that I mentioned back in March. So I think I'm going to cancel that and get this one instead. She's very cheap. She's only 6,700 yen for a 1/6. So I'm very excited to see what her quality is like. And last up, a bit of a guilty pre-order. I have the Goddess of Victory Nikki Scarlet 1/7 by Good Smile Arts Shanghai. I do not play Nikki, but this figure is phenomenally gorgeous. I love the aesthetic, the tech wear mixed with this, like, I don't know, samurai kind of historical wear. It's beautiful. I love the pose, I love the symmetry. I've followed this figure through its prototype and its coloring till now, and I have pre-ordered it even though I know nothing about the series. So we'll see. I'm a bit of a maybe on it. I do really like it. Like, if you told me this was just an original character, I'd probably feel less guilty about pre-ordering it. All right, moving into June. In June, the first thing I have is the Naruto Eve Sweet Toxic version 1/6 scale. I have seen a lot of Eve figures around. I think some of them are a little much for me, but I've always thought they were very cute, very pretty. I decided to pull the trigger on this one. She's in a little nurse outfit, which I really love. I love that kind of vibe. It's so expensive. It's 27,000 yen, which is so expensive, but I do think it will turn out really nice. Next up in June is the Nendoroid Surprise Pia Pro Characters 6-pack box. Earlier I was saying I really struggle with knowing what to buy for characters I like, and I feel like Nendoroid Surprises are actually my perfect answer if they made more of them. So Nendoroid Surprises are like blind boxes where you get like a Nendoroid Petite in them. You can't change the head, you can't really change the pose, but I never do that with my Nendoroids anyway. And I feel like it's the right price point for me. I just wish they made them more, but I do really like Vocaloid. And so for 8,000 yen for all 6 of the Vocaloid characters, I think I just want to own these of them. Next up for July, in a similar vein, I have the Nendoroid Surprise Haikyuu Karasuno Edition 7-pack. So there are so many Haikyuu Nendoroid Surprises now. They've started with the Nationals arc, which I already have, and then there's a Karasuno where you get the 7 other Karasuno players, and then you can get the Nekoma edition for that team as well. Now, I'm gonna have to draw the line somewhere. I did get the Karasuno boys because I want the full team in that same Nendoroid Petite size, and since I already have the National Arc version, the Nekoma version's like a little weird because you get like double ups of the characters, which I guess makes sense if you're buying them as blind boxes, but if I'm gonna buy the whole pack, I don't feel like I really need like 3 Kenmus or something like that. So next up, another guilty pre-order. This is the Azure Lane Owari Light Equipment version 1/7 complete by Good Smile Arts Shanghai. I don't really play Azure Lane, but I love this character design. Oh my god, I love her horns. I love the little outfit, the little skirt, the really long braids. It's so cute. And I actually much prefer the light equipment version. I actually don't like the big bulky jacket, so I was happy to, because it means she's actually 19,000 yen, which I feel like is a price I could justify for a character I don't know. I'm gonna come across really weak here, but I am thinking like, are her boobs too big? Like, they're kind of ridiculously large. And like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I kind of feel like when I show people my collection, there's like normal-ish human proportioned figures that are like, oh, she's cool, she's slaying. And then there's just like anatomically almost impossible, like mega huge milkers. And it's like, we're like pop off, but at the same time, like, I'm not really like that into that. So I feel like it's a shame when there's a figure and a vibe and everything that I really like, but it's like, oh, let's put some like triple Z cups on her. Like, like double Ds I get, but why are we gonna go like triple Gs or whatever size these are? Anyway, this might be like a female anime figure collector problem only. I don't know. Maybe everyone feels like, I don't know. Let me know if you feel like that in the comments. Next up, moving into August, I only have one figure. It is the Lulumu and Chom illustration by Tamano Kadama 1/6 figure by Bear Panda. This is one of those brands that makes figures for super cheap. And so these two adorably cute bunny girls is 11,000 yen, which is, I don't know, such a low price. I feel like I'm almost just picking these up out of a curiosity, and because I like have a channel and I can talk about the quality, like I just want to know what they're like. I do think they're very cute though, so if they weren't cute, I wouldn't be getting them. Okay, next up, moving into September. First thing I have is the Nendoroid Surprise Blue Lock 6-pack. I'm a maybe on this. When I saw that there was a Blue Lock Nendoroid Surprise, I was like, oh my god, perfect. Perfect, I'll get Bachira as an actual Nendoroid, and then the rest of the team I'll just get in a Nendoroid Surprise. But then I looked at it and you only get Rin, Nagi, and Isagi, like, and you get them twice, once in a streetwear version and once in their actual outfit. And I just wish we only got one of each, and then we got, I don't know, Bachira and some of the other fellas. I suppose most people would be buying these as a blind box, whereas I'm buying them as a full set, so I guess maybe that's why they double up, but it's kind of annoying. Like, I don't really want the streetwear versions. When have I ever seen them in that? When have I ever not seen them in a Blue Lock uniform? And then moving on, the next thing I have is another Nendoroid Surprise box set. It is the Bocce the Rock 6-pack. I'm more happy with this one because we at least get the full band, and then we get these two kind of really cute bocces, better than the streetwear lads from the Blue Lock box. I'm happy about this because I decided not to get the full band as Nendoroids. I just thought that would be too expensive. So now I can kind of get the full band represented out of this box. Lastly, in September, I have the A to ZB full dress 1/7 complete figure by Maithos. I am obsessed with this figure. I love the A to Z figure line by Maithos. I think it's beautiful, and like, I think this is the one that I'm most in love with out of all of them. Like, she is gorgeous. She's so cool. I love her. Without a doubt, I'm pre-ordering this one, and she's definitely going in my top 9. Moving on to October. First up, I have the Asuka Langley Radio Ava version part 3, 1/7. I got the colorful version. I bought every single one of the Radio Ava Asuka outfits. I'm pretty sure these days I'm not going to pre-order any of them other than the Asuka ones. Every time I get another one, I just regret buying it. But I do have an Asuka shelf, and I think this part 3 design of her is really cute. I love that she's crouching. I think she'll look really good on my Asuka shelf, crouching. Yeah, very excited for this. I would put her in my top 9. And I'm not just saying that because I'm getting to October and I'm realizing that I'm not gonna fill up the grid. Another figure in October is the Kanedi's Angel Police L 1/7 complete figure by Good Smile Company. I believe this is another character by Rurudo, who did Eve earlier. I don't know what it is about this. I really like the figure. I really like the design. I love the little wings, the hair. It's all just looking really nice and aesthetic to me that I decided to pre-order it. It also feels like one that if I don't pre-order, I'll regret it because she'll be expensive to buy later. Not that that's how I make pre-ordering decisions, but it does come into it a little bit. All right, and then we're gonna have to skip all the way to December because I actually don't have anything pre-ordered for November. And in December, we have the legendary, iconic, one-of-a-kind Hatsune Miku featuring Yoneyama Mai 1/7 goddess, ethereal, ephemeral, beautiful, stunning, expensive, so expensive scale figure. I mean, this has to go on my top 9. This is beautiful. I am so excited for this. This is gorgeous. I love it when a figure comes out and I like almost, I like it so much I don't even choose. Like I just automatically pre-order it, which is like very unhealthy, but I just feel so sure that I want it, that I'll cherish it, that I'll like it, that I don't know. I'm just very excited for it. All right, so we've got to the end of the list, but embarrassingly, I've only got 7 in my top 9, so I'm gonna have to pick 2 more. Which now makes me feel like, did I really like any of the other things I pre-ordered if I didn't put them in my top 9? I feel like I would put the Kirby Cafe Kirby in there, all right? I don't care that he's very much the odd one out in there. I'm putting him in. And then the last spot, like I'm trying to just visualize how excited I'll be to put these in my room. I kind of feel like the last slot would go to the Goddess of Victory Nikki Scarlet 1/7, which is kind of interesting because I was like kind of thinking of canceling that one, but I guess there are other figures I should cancel before this one because they didn't even make it in my top 9. All right, so those are all my pre-orders. I'm now going to rapid fire through some of my maybe pre-orders. So I just keep these all bookmarked. I'm still umming and ahhing. The first one is the Precious Gem Full Metal Alchemist Roy Mustang and Riza Hawkeye set. I don't have any Full Metal Alchemist scale figures, and for how much I love that anime, I just don't have any scales, and I just want something. It's a maybe. Then I've got the winter clothes version Freeran Nendoroid. It's so cute with the kiss. Oh, it's so cute. But I have a tough time justifying this one. I already have a Freeran Nendoroid. Next up is this V-Singer Luchan Yi Mulansi version 1/6 by Bear Panda. This is 10,000 yen. It's so cheap, but it looks gorgeous. But I have a hard time justifying it because I feel like it's just gonna take up quite a lot of space, and like, yeah, she's really cheap, but space is also a premium. So that's why I haven't pre-ordered her. Then I've got the Jill Stingray Pop-Up Parade L size. You don't see too many Valhalla figures, and I thought this would be cool, but then I'm like, oh, do I actually have the space for it? I already have a Nendoroid of her. Like, do I really need it? In a similar vein, I'm also considering the Needy Streamer Overload Unmade-chan Nendoroid. I already have like the K-Angel one. Do I need this one? I like the game. Do I love the game enough to have 2? I don't know. She's very cute though. Next up, I have been umming and ahhing over so many of these We Art Doing figures. They're like a new manufacturer, but they're making really, really creative, original designs, but they're so expensive. I really thought about getting one of their burger fairies, but ultimately I just thought it was too expensive. I'm also really tempted by their Sleeping Beauty, like little designs. It's so creative, so beautiful, but I've just thought it's too expensive, so I've not decided to pre-order any of them yet. But maybe if there's a design that I just can't resist. Yeah, those are all the figures I have pre-ordered. I feel like it's a lot, but I do feel like it's less than I used to pre-order. And like I said, a lot of these, I tend to last minute cancel them, especially if I already have a lot in that month. So we'll see what I end up picking up. I do also have quite a few figures that I'm on the hunt for. I might make another video for figures that I'm trying to buy in the aftermarket. So yeah, let me know what figure you've pre-ordered this year that you're most excited about. I feel like a lot of people are gonna say that same Goddess Miku figure that's coming out in December. Will probably get delayed, but I feel like a lot of people are excited for that one. But anyway, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. I don't know what that was. Bye-bye!